Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Voxcaster podcast. We are back with another hobby stuff Monday roundup video slash audio if you're listening.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Whatever you
uh,
choose to do at this point.
so this week I'm joined by both of my co-hosts. I have Kim, Loon Shrine Studios with me, as well as Steve, Every Style Steve. And we are going to be just chatting about the preview, just giving a little bit of our feedback on things that are coming up, talk about our own little hobby experience, maybe things we're working on, little things like that. And yeah, that's about it. Now, time of recording, quickly, we did just have the big preview happen, as everybody has seen.
Huge. First of all, great live stream. For anyone who tuned in, comment down below. Let us know your favorite part.
Oh, pure stress for Warhammer team. I loved it.
And I hope nobody sounds too off about it.
Oh, right. Stop it.
Um,
Stop it right now.
Roy, can you speak up? I can barely hear you.
Sorry, but other than that, I did want to say quickly, yes, they did have technical difficulties. Yes, whatever. At this point, we've kind of expected from Games Workshop. The models that they showed off, I personally
Hold
loved.
it.
I'm a big, as a big Nurgle player, well, I personally loved it.
Yeah, it honestly felt almost 90% Nurgle.
Most of the new
Yeah.
stuff was Nurgle, because even the stuff that they were kind of showing off in other aspects were almost like updates or repackages or things we've already seen that are coming.
Yeah.
Kind of like in Horse Heresy, the Breachers, we've kind of already seen and known that those are coming. It wasn't anything that was like brand new to us.
Beautifully done,
Yeah,
though. Absolutely stunning, to be fair to them. Even though it's just a helmet upgrade and some additional arms to a Mark III kit, it's done very well. Yeah.
everything is proportionate now. The shield looks proper.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like this big oversized slab of metal that some dude is just carrying around. I think
Yes.
that's what the difference is. Yeah, other than that, yeah, the Nurgle stuff I loved. New Demon Prince, I mean, bring it on. New stuff like that. We're not going to dive too much into it. There's been 1,000 reviews already done on it. There's been 1,000 live streams done about it. So,
I just
I
want to say
thought it
that I
was great.
called Nurgle first. I called it coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah, you did actually. No, this is the funny thing is the day of the review, we were actually recording an episode, and Steve even said off camera, or maybe it was even on
It
camera,
was on
you were
camera.
like, mate, it's gonna be Pestigores. They're gonna announce those because we got the gores for the other armies ready. And we were kind of like, that's actually good thought. Like, when are Pestigores coming? Literally 3 hours later, Pestigores announced.
Should have bought a lottery ticket.
I know, seriously.
Inside source confirmed. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was great call out there. And here's the thing. Okay, I do want to make a comment on the Pestigores because it's weird because there's two kits.
yes, because you got Dark Water, which will be easy to build kits, just like all of Cursed City. And then you're going to have, I think, multi-parts, which will be similar to the Felgors that we got Kill Team. Someone's put up an impose image and put them all next to one another. So we're still 32 mil. So technically, a lot of people are like, for 40k Pestigores, I'm going to chop and change my Felgors and just stick parts on, which is a good shout. The only thing I've not
Yeah.
been sure on was those Maya Kelpies.
You didn't like that?
Really?
They literally look like someone got a bush and put a skull in it. And as much as I appreciate like that they need to be there for the little, because in Warhammer Quest, like through every edition, we've had little beasties. So like in Silver Tower, we had like the little flames that come with blue and pink horrors. So we had them. And then in last edition, we had like hordes of rats and undead cats. And now we've got Maya Kelpies, but they look it looks like Kislev in Old World to me. That's what that comes across as. You know, like the woodland sort of summoner, the beasts and everything. I was very much like, it's the only unit that doesn't fit for me.
Yeah, I can kind of see where I'm almost curious if they would look better if they're next to the new Poxwalker looking unit. What were they?
The Pox Wretches, yeah.
Yeah, the pox wretches. So I'm almost wondering if they're supposed to like be close to them and then
Maybe.
look like they belong more.
Maybe. Yeah, not wrong. And I also think I like the new colour scheme they've done. That to me looks like Valdor Gold, airbrushed, over with probably like Plague Bearer Flesh or Militarum Green, because that's definitely metallic base.
Yeah, for a super easy solution to get something similar to that for people that would just exclusively do speed paints, if you do the Army Painter metallic speed paints as well, they have a gold called Aztec Gold, which already has a tint of green in it.
It's
But if
amazing.
you do an oil wash, so like a black oil wash over it, what it does is it weathers it so it looks like an old, worn, rustic metal. But if you do a green wash over it, like a Colia camo shade or like one of these, it would look almost identical to that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree.
But
And
I
if
wouldn't be surprised if they did a lead belcher base and then like Militarum green over it or something.
maybe it's either that or they're going to do like they did for Soulhorn. Here's a new army. Here's 10 new paints. There you go. Like straight up, I can see it happening.
It's true. It's true.
I think the other
Um,
two other things that I've noticed on that preview that look really good. So your Mechanicum. Did you
yeah,
notice
yeah,
on the bases it looks like Dark Mechanicum helmets?
yes.
So it's always been the thing, hasn't it? Like look at Asmodai for Dark Angels, they dropped a Mark II helmet, and then lo and behold, a year later we got Mark II. So it does, or 2 years later, a year, 2 years, either way. It seems that they have now got actual STLs modelled of Dark Mechanicum said units, or at least an upgrade kit. So it could be interesting to see them develop that further. And the only other thing that I actually Cathay got their upgrade, which was nice. I'm
Yeah,
not
I've
a
been
fan of
waiting to talk about that.
I'm not
The
a fan of
Cathay upgrade?
Horus. The
The what?
book series. As much as I appreciate new artwork, I'm not a fan of re-releasing 12 to 15 novels.
So, and that's all this is. This is just the same books re-released with new art, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, so it's literally
Because
12 novels that do key points in the Heresy re-released with new artwork.
so I'm sorry, and this is where I think a lot of the confusion in new players begins because as they were showing that, Kim turned to me and said, "Is this a new Horus Rising book
Mhm.
that's different than the one that I'm currently reading?"
Yeah.
So that immediately tells me that if somebody is a new person in the hobby and you're, God forbid, I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
hoping this in anyone, but you're watching the preview by yourself or you don't have a partner that's into it yet or whatever, that could cause a lot of confusion to you, and then you don't really understand what you're doing, and then that could almost dissuade you from it. I wish there was almost clarity where they just said, look, it's the same book, but we're just going to line them up. So these are the 12 to 15 books we recommend, and if you're going to follow along, do these.
Yeah.
Period.
I think it's got a lot of kickback due to the fact as well that they're all readily available as paperback at the minute. So if you were going
Yeah.
to do it, pick novels that are rarer, so like Fallen Angels and stuff like that, and Descent of Angels, stuff that are fan favourites, not necessarily just key points, because your key points you've been releasing normally anyway. So it's, yeah.
Well, and how many times it's like that? It's kind of like that joke of like, how many times have we, been told the Istvan story now?
Yeah, literally that. Literally that. This will be the
I'm not
third
against it. I
trailer.
I love the Istvan story, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's only so many times you can flock a dead horse. I think that's the nicest way to say it. It's
Seriously.
true. They're milking it far too much. Like they've done amazing new stuff, amazing new lore. Push that. You're doing an entire new book collection this year, so just keep it going. Go for that.
Yeah.
Don't keep resorting back to 12 novels that are key. But here you go. We want to make an extra £20. We're going to make 2,500 copies and watch scalpers take them all. No, like no. Yeah,
Sorry, and Kim, you were gonna say about the preview?
Uh,
Cathay.
no, just that I really like the way that the models look. Like, we've been talking about starting, different Warhammer games,
Yeah.
either just, like, painting the models
Yeah, yeah.
just because they look good or actually getting into them and playing them,
Mhm.
and Cathay has been one of them that we've both been talking about.
Yeah.
I think the models look amazing.
I would agree. They look stunning and they needed that update because Cathay, for anyone who's a Warhammer Old World fan or has played when they first came in with Total War, Cathay has two halves. So they have like your upper class nobles, which is what we had first with Jade Lancers, Jade Warriors, and like the upper class artillery. And then equally, they rely on peasants and ranged units. And in their lore, that's called yin and yang. And when you combine a force properly together, you get yin yang, which is when they become superior to most things. They can battle anything. So it's
Yeah.
nice that we're getting it fleshed out The little crow, as much as people are trying to say it's Zinj, is not. They have someone in their ranks which is essentially a spy master that uses crows, and he creates
Hmm,
birdmen, which is
Oh,
that's really
very, very
cool.
different for them. Yeah, it's something that I hope they expand on, like I've said before on the podcast, like with Jade Lions, and they've got everything else, not just the Sentinels. They've got a lot of lore to them, and as much as I do say, and I have done before, that they look like they belong in Age of Sigmar, it is nice to see them getting updated to a full range. Like, they've now
I
probably
agree.
got more variety than High Elves, which is crazy as an original faction, but is nice to see. It's just the detail creep that concerns me for an old world army of something that size.
right.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
those peasants are simple, but not at the same time. Like, that's a project in itself. Like, the hats with the amount of detail, etc. Yeah.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? The zombies for Soulblight in AOS.
Yes.
Like, they're not on face value, they're not really fancy or that complicated, but once you start looking at them, they have so much little details and
That's exact. There's a very similar unit to that, which is the Death Guard Poxwalkers unit.
Yeah.
oh,
Anybody
I
who's actually painted those, they're the exact same thing like those
In.
zombies. You look at them and you're like, oh, okay, a little bit of cloth, a little bit of this. No, that cloth is like 4 different cloths, so you have to like change up the colors constantly.
Yeah, so you don't have just a
Um,
blend. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, it's a lot of back and forth with a lot of colors, stuff like that, blending in like their boils and like
it's
stuff like that. Same
fun.
with like the zombies, right? Because they have a lot of like the dead parts hanging off them and all the wounds they have, stuff like that. And I think there's a lot to the effects side of armies like that you can really get into
Oh, I
though. Like,
love it.
yeah, like, you can do a lot of like the Nurgle rot, the blood effects, the disease skin, all that stuff, which I think is great because I've also seen people do stuff like where they take texture paint and put it on
Yeah,
top
like
of like
Titus
skin,
Corrosion and yeah.
and then they'll paint it so it kind of looks like boils on the skin coming
Oh,
up, or it
I've
looks
never
like a
thought
burn
of
the skin
that.
area. Yeah, yeah. So you
Really
do
nice.
the texture paint first, then you prime it, color it the way you normally would, but then it looks like it's part of the plastic,
That's so
so then it adds
smart.
like texture to that area.
Dang.
Um, the one last thing I just quickly want to say about the preview,
You're gonna say
the
about
500,
ultras, aren't you? You're gonna bully the boys in blue.
the
Oh,
500 worlds.
oh no.
499? No,
Yeah.
clearly didn't work. No, go on.
No, okay, a few thoughts on this. Obviously, we're going to be getting articles very soon about what happened to Captain Akaran.
Yeah,
He's just on vacation.
he's
He went from telling me to cook those rotten bastards every day, 50 times a day,
yeah,
to he doesn't exist.
yeah. You're not wrong. It's a dramatic change from GW and something I've agreed. There's a guy that's going to be coming on our podcast with us who runs a local store, and he was blindsided by it because he agreed that it was just unneeded. Like, Space Marine 2 has done well in its own right, and yes, it's done worlds of good for our hobby. Like, it has, it's brought it to a lot of attention for a lot of people. Like, Gears of War fans are all over it. However, now bringing that lore and ramming it down hardcore people's throats is a different thing.
Mhm.
You're now forcing people to follow a narrative. And like, some people won't have even played Space Marine 2. They'll be in the bubble of, this is Warhammer. I like it. I paint it. They won't know that when they got Shadow Spear 4 years ago, that's Captain Akaran. It was just captured in Phobos armor for so long. That was it. So they've just shafted him, got rid of him. Titus has become a captain again. And it's just a bit of, I know we did the secret level, and again, another letdown for me here was the missing of the power axe. Don't
Yes.
show us an entire thing of how cool it is for Space Marines to have power axes again. Everyone rants about them, and then you release the miniature and go, ha, it's got a sword now. It's not an upgrade. And also, it would have made a nice difference for the fact that he is actually in this box to have individual war gear. I will say, the human aspect of this box, vastly impressive. I wish they did more
Yes.
with that. Like, if we could
Yes.
start getting like auxiliaries for independent chapters,
Thank
that would
you.
be something I'd be on board with. Like, I
So,
would buy a
and
box of each.
mate, here's the thing though. They've done this before. You want to know where? Horus Heresy, what's one of the best heroes and almost always sold is actually the World Eaters, the captain of their
Yeah,
ship.
yeah,
Like Lorana or
Oh,
whatever. Lorana? Or is
yeah.
it
I think it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know you're on about the
Something?
fact that the law made
But
are incredible. Yeah,
But yeah, because she's just a human. She's the captain of the Conqueror. So you're on the flagship of the World Eaters, and she like doesn't put up with World Eaters.
Yeah.
Like
No.
she literally like tells them off to their face. She's like, "Get off my ship, then I don't care." Like, who do you think you're talking to?
Not
And,
wrong.
and like, and it's like I want more of that to show
Yeah.
like, do
Yeah,
you know
like-
how much strength and courage it takes now that we've seen Space Marine 2, the actual size difference, the actual output difference between a Marine and a human, to then have a human that's openly just stands up to them and is like, Steve, you've probably read like some of the lore about her, right? Like how she like speaks to like these guys
Yeah,
and
yeah, no,
stuff.
100%. The way that she is on the bridge with them and everything, like she just doesn't tolerate it. Like she will just tell people exactly how it is. Matter if you're
Yeah.
a servitor, human, or a space marine, does not
So
tolerate
I'm
it.
glad that we get to see this for the Ultramarines now because I love this stuff.
I think
Sounds
it's
like I
some
would
of
like
the.
her.
So go on, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just saying it sounds like I would like her.
Oh,
You
yeah.
would enjoy,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
will
she's-
enjoy when you hit her in the horror sea. You will enjoy those parts.
Yeah, she's your like, man, these guys are crazy and like, well, and then you read about her and you're like,
She's crazier.
holy crap.
Don't
She
get too
doesn't-
attached to her.
Yeah, she doesn't take shit from nobody. But yeah,
Listen, that didn't work with Loken. I don't think it's gonna work with her.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, fair. It's
but sorry, on this 500 worlds thing, super quick.
yes.
I get that they're trying to set up one hell of a Space Marine 3 narrative. I'm all for it. Because that's literally what this is kind of setting up. Here's my question. I'm not a big Ultramarine guy. Steve, you may know this better than me.
Only
Don't we
just
already?
started painting them. It's like-
No, you know it.
No,
you know
but
it, Steve.
but you mentioned this. Isn't there already a guy who's called the Guardian of Ultramar? I forget his name.
Oh, you want
You
about the
sent
guy?
me the picture.
You're on about the guy where I was like, why have you just copied and pasted the artwork? It's Ariel Ventris.
Ventress. So
Yes.
he's the Guardian of Ultramar, but now Titus is the Warden of Ultramar?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one, and it really annoys me a little bit when I actually look into this, because if you look at Ventress, he also has Deathwatch experience. In his novels, he was Deathwatch on his left leg armor. He has a Deathwatch insignia, just like Titus does on his new model. It's a really difficult one because I just feel like they've gone, we had Ventress, we could have made a video game about him, but we didn't. And as such, we've made Titus, and he's just replacing him. Because since Ventress's book didn't sell that well, they've now got identical artwork, they're doing the identical job, and it's, yeah, I don't know. As someone who has started to enjoy Ultimate, it's frustrating because it's a key character, but not their current one.
And that's where I think some of the confusion's coming in because people are like, wait a sec.
Yeah. And I think
What's
my
going
other
on here?
annoyance is they're following a lot of the same design cues, and as good as they are, like when I look at, I've got a Victrix card on my desk because I was hinting to you before we started, and then I look at Titus, I'm like, that loincloth with the protrusions is identical. Your armor across the red leather is identical. It's literally the same again.
Yeah.
I know it's design language for Ultramarines now, but I feel they could have done... It's an improvement from Lieutenant model, but I feel they could have done a lot more for him. Like, they could have leaned into the Deathwatch vibe even more. I know they've actually done it now with, like the chains on his left hand for his chain swords, but he was there for a long time, and now it's like, oh, well, I've got the leg armor and I'm a captain. I just feel like they should have advanced it in Space Marine 3 and then released this to coincide as a tie-in product and left us people who run narratives to have something new.
Well, like, and a cool thing they could have done is they could have done like those collector's edition ones where you get like that statue of the new miniature with the game type of thing. So it's like, here's the new Captain Titus, here's the story, like here's the game, go play, find out how he gets captain, like blah blah. That would have been so cool, but
we're just
greater
getting
powers
skipped.
are
Do you know what I mean? We're just getting thrown in and gone, hey guys, already a captain. We'll tell you the lore over the next 6 weeks. Boom, there you go. And yeah,
Take it.
it's just a little bit lackluster from them. Don't get me wrong. As I say, beautiful design. Like, no hands I'd like giving on that. But where's Chiron as well? If they're going to turn around and say that Chiron died and he's now been replaced by a Blade Guard, I'm not buying it. As much as the gameplay would probably be interesting for 3 to have like an ancient, a captain, and a Blade Guard, a lot of people who just come for that game won't have a clue. They'll look at that and go, like, as much as they've played, the multiplayer and they see it as Blade Guard, we all know the differences. They just see it. Like, as I say, newbies to our games are like, oh, that's a guy with a sword and a shield. Oh, that's a guy with a banner. Oh, that's a guy that's got another sword. They don't look at it and go, hey, that's like a elite unit. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't
Yeah,
have
no.
that differential knowledge, and I just feel
Yeah.
like they are changing a lot of things, and it'll piss off a lot of people who are long-time fans, more
Yeah.
so than short-time serving. It's, yeah, it's a rogue choice, but if it pays off, which it will because Ultramarines sell, then it is what it is. We can't change it.
Yeah.
But I agree with what you said to me as well about, if you're not an Ultramarine player, how are you meant to join this narrative? Like, it's a little bit insane.
Like, and I wasn't saying that in like a point of like being rude or nothing. I just
No,
mean,
no.
if this is the 500 Worlds of Ultramar, and I am an Imperial Fist player, I'm a Space Wolf player, a Death Watch player, a Salamander and Iron Warriors player, how do I get involved in the 500 Worlds of Ultramar? And no offense, I kind of care more about what's happening around the Salamanders and Nocturne and them trying to discover the artifacts of Vulcan than I do the 500 Worlds of Ultramar, considering
Mm.
I play Death Guard. I want to see the 500 Worlds burn, if anything.
Yeah, not wrong.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, I get it. Like, if you're an Ultramarine fan, this is awesome. This is great for you. And I know what it's like to be in the sun. Trust me. I'm a Salamander and Iron Warrior player, and look at the Horse Heresy edition right now.
Yeah, you're eating good,
And
like,
I've gone
yeah,
better.
I'm eating good, like real good. So I get it. Trust me.
yeah.
But in the same breath, it's like they're just announcing that this whole campaign is for everyone. And to me, there's just a little bit of confusion. It's like, if you're a Votann player, why do you care about the Necron and Ultramarine battle happening in the Ultramar system?
Yeah.
Mm.
I think the only reason there's like towers you say on Votann is their new models will get dropped. So like last
Well, they
time,
will, yeah.
boarding patrols was it? Where they like just said that people were floating around essentially at that point in the narrative, and we're like, oh cool, we're just gonna drop in on this. Which is interesting because to be fair, some of the 40k models, barring the Tyranid, are the nicest they showed off. The Votann Berserker character, first time ever. And then Tau Brothers in Bond, like the sword detail that's been snapped, one on each leg.
I personally, here's my thought.
Go on.
Ooh.
I think they should not have shown that Votann model off yet. If the rumors are true about 11th edition that orcs are now the main bad guys, that would have been a cool box to do, where you have him in a box and then an orc named guy who's like that guy's replacement or that guy's brother or
Yeah.
something, as a new character that they could have done in the orc. So it's him taunting the new orc, holding the head of that orc that
Yeah.
he had, and then that other orc's like brother or
Yeah.
whatever is coming for vengeance against the Votann. And you could call it like Votann are all about like the judgment system, right? Like
Yeah.
all that or something.
The
So you
grudge.
could have called it something like Judgment of the Xenos or something, like a cool
Yeah.
like box set like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for new models, especially for a line like Votann that I think really need new models. They need to be more fleshed out. I'm in great support of Votann models, if anything. I just feel like there could have been a better time and placement for something like this if the 11th edition rumors of the narrative are true.
Yeah, I would agree. It's go on, Kim. Sorry.
No, just that would be a really good idea.
Right? Like, does that make
I think
sense? Like,
Yeah, no, no.
because sorry, like, and this is something that I wanted to actually bring up. Maybe at the end of our chat a little bit, we'll circle back to this. But I almost feel like in recent editions, and especially this edition, what I used to look forward to in previous editions is, for example, we used to get boxes like Forge Bane. And for those of you that don't know or weren't involved, Forge Bane was a random box that we got halfway through an edition, where you got a brand new AdMech model, a brand new Necron model, some cool new kits that go with that character, and that was just a box set that you could buy with your friend. And what happened was, you would say, I play Necrons, you play AdMech, bro, let's split it. We'll each put up $75 or whatever, however much it was in your area, whatever. And you would just split the box 50-50. You take your models, I take my models. We kind of work out who gets the book or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed is they don't do these boxes anymore. When's the last time we had 2 random army boxes? Like, remember we had Custodes versus Genestealer Cult, we had Necrons versus AdMech, we had a Death Watch versus Eldar, we had
Eldar versus Chaos.
Eldar versus Chaos, Eldar versus Dark Eldar.
Isn't that the last one that we had? Was Eldar versus Dark Eldar?
Yeah.
Because that was
Jane Czar
versus
and
Jazar, yeah.
Whoa,
versus Jazar, yeah.
Yeah, because the
With-
Banshees
With the
and
new
Incubi.
Banshees and the new Incubi.
Yeah, new Banshee, new Incubi, because Forge Bane was your knights,
It was
walkers. It
no,
was,
no.
wasn't it?
Forgebane was the new AdMech character. There was some kind of
I
new
swear
AdMech
it had the
model they got.
Armigas in it. Yeah, it had the Armigas in for the first time before they went sale separately as well. The Knight Armigas, you know, like the little boys.
Mate, we pronounce it Armigers here.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, dude, maybe we're saying it wrong.
Oh,
Now I'm
who
like, oh,
knows?
are
But
we
yeah,
the idiots here?
it's those. They came in it as well. Looking at the set,
Yes, and then the Necron side, you got the Cryptek on the little scarab for the first time, the little
yes.
like
Ooh.
hover scarab. So the thing I've noticed is though, mate, we don't get those boxes anymore.
No, not at all. You get single release boxes. Like, look at it. Well, literally, I'm recording yesterday's release, the Terminators. You get £140 box or nearly $200 box, which is just two new units. Terminator Assault and the Ancient. Everything else is pre-existing. So yeah, they've just resorted to that. Like when you look at the army boxes, it started with Dark Angels, 2 sets of Deathwing Knights, and a normal Terminator and a hero. Blood Angels.
Yes.
You got then you didn't even get Sangre Guard in that. You
No,
literally
you
got
got
Sarath Limatis, and then you just got an Assault Intercessor Squad
it
and
was the Death Watch intercessors with the Death Watch intercessors sprue, whatever it was.
it was a
Ooh.
Or
little
sorry,
bit crazy.
Death Company,
Death
not Death
Company.
Watch.
It was just a really awful way of doing it and just saying, here's an Eviscerator Chainsaw, therefore that makes them Death Company. Like, it was lazy design. As much as the sprue was great, it's just not up to the same spec as, for example, now the Ultramarines, who've got, like, so many head options on that sprue. Like, they've got, like, a Mark 7. They've got, literally from Mark 7, they've got the vertical crest, they've got the side-on crest, you've got a Gladius Terminator weapon. They've done a lot for every other faction since then, and they got new Victrix, and Calgar, and Kato, and now a new, I've forgotten his name, Titus
I
model.
don't know.
There you go. And
Yeah,
there's
like Titus and
also
his commander.
Master of Rights. Do we remember him getting announced for Ultras? The first character of colour for Ultramarines. So he's
Yeah.
coming out from the it's the new book series for 40k, and I can't think what it's called. Dawn of Fire
I
series.
I just wish they did more of those like 2 armies in 1 box because I feel like it encouraged a lot of people to like do more of that like friendly like, hey, we'll do your half versus my half and like let's
Yeah,
just see how the box works or whatever.
would agree.
We don't see that anymore, which is kind of sad. But
We don't.
talking about boxes, we can finally dive into the Sunday preview here.
Yes.
Oh,
So this week we actually have all the Battleforces, the annual Christmas boxes. So for people that are new to the hobby or don't know what these are, I highly, highly recommend everybody, and try to make a post about it most of the time, halfway through October or early November, reminding people that these are coming because these are one of the only ways to save money through Games Workshop.
Yeah, they never do a Boxing Day sale. They just sell you a
No, there will
Battleforce.
never be a sale at Games Workshop. You have to buy a box at full price, but they will
boo.
discount the items in the box if it's one of these Battleforce specific boxes.
Agreed.
So starting out, we have Battleforce Krieg Siege Platoon. So this is for the Astra Militarum, but with all the new Death Corps of Krieg stuff that they pretty much launched, it looks like.
Other than the cavalry, yeah. Other than the
Yeah, yeah.
cavalry and the captain on horse, that's literally it. Everything else is new.
So
Yeah.
So one thing that I will say, when I look at boxes like this, I kind of try to look at like what is recently been released. What
Mm-hmm.
can I buy right now as a combat patrol? And how does this box either add to or help supplement what I'm missing in those boxes? I don't
Right.
want to see a lot of repetition unless it's an army that's meant to have a lot of repetition, like a horde army or something like that.
So, like, guard. Yeah.
So, the one thing that this box I really like because the artillery teams can be made with any of the artillery teams. You're not stuck making it as the one that they pictured, which is just the
Yeah.
main like siege, the demolisher cannon on it, I believe. You can make these as like the rocket option, the long
You can
barrel one,
make
like
it
all
suit
these
your play
ones.
style. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I really like. The command squad's cool.
The engineers
Um,
are cool. Really like the engineers with a little bomb drone.
yeah, I really, really like those. So yeah, I think this box is really good. The recent box we got was all the horses. So if you got all the horses box and then now you kind of supplement this into it, it works really great. And then you're just missing a few vehicles and like you're kind of set. Like,
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think you're a million miles
um,
away. I know they've just re-released a new combat patrol for them, haven't they?
yeah.
which literally, when I look
So
at it, is 5 cavalry and the other artillery, so you're probably in quite a good place. The only thing you have a repetition is
right.
your command squad. Doesn't
That's not
really
too bad though.
When you're giving out orders, and I believe you need to be within certain range of it, I think you'd wanna get multiple units of those if I'm
yeah,
not
fair
mistaken,
shout.
but I'm not a big guard player. And the other thing and we mentioned this off camera right before we started recording, is the other thing when I look at these boxes, I try to see, like, if I was a new player and I got this box, would I be happy? Would there be something in it that's like, wow factor to me? Um, if I was a guard player, I mean, I would be probably pretty happy with this. I wish one of the artillery pieces was maybe a chimera,
Yeah, I see what you're
like
saying.
a
It's a
tank or
difficult one.
something instead of 2 artillery pieces, like 1 artillery piece, maybe 1
Ah,
transport, like a dedicated transport or something would have been good,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I follow, yes. But I suppose it's good value when you look at the artillery teams that are usually £40 each. This box will be like 150, but by the time you do them, they are more expensive than a Chimera, I think. Maybe before I
yeah.
say that. No, they are the identical price,
See?
but it's an older kit, so you're getting probably better value for the fact you've got new kits.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think this is a pretty good place to start. I mean, if I got this, I'd be pretty happy. You're
yeah,
getting, engineers, you're getting command squad, artillery, and then if you pick up your combat patrol, kind of, fills in a little bit of the rest. So yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Moving on, we have the Hellforged Warband. So this is for the Chaos Space Marines.
This
So
is rogue.
this one includes a Lord Discordant on Venom Crawler, 2 Obliterators, 5 Havocs, 10 Legionaries, and a Chaos Rhino, and a data sheet, of course, that contains 364 decals.
that's a
You could
lot.
do a decal one day every day of the year and take one day off.
I I see the value in this, but I don't like the way they've done it. So
Really?
your Discordant is an old model. Nice model, all the same, old model. The Obliterator and the Venom Crawler were exclusive to Shadow Spear, which means that that essentially is the easy to build sprue that has come with
They
that.
are.
That's nothing new. Your 5 Havocs and your Marines in the UK now were £10 each in a magazine recently, the Combat Patrol magazine. So you could have essentially got 20 quid, a Rhino that is ancient, and your other units that are on eBay. It's as much as I see it as a solid start point, it's not good value for me. I think there's a lot of alternative means to get this. If they'd put a new Chaos Hero or maybe tailored it a little bit more like Vashtor's box or
Right.
something like that, then yeah, because he does have the Venom Crawlers, he does have the Obliterators and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
instead they've gone for the Discordant, which I get, right, relevance wise, but still. Uh,
And the one thing with this is it's a okay, I agree with you. This looks like a good starting point from the if you just initially take a quick glance, this looks kinda cool. You get a cool
Right.
Hellstalker centerpiece model, gets a
A,
bunch of
a
dudes,
tank.
couple elite dudes, a transport, and a demon engine. But when you look at it a little deeper, yes, those obliterators are easy fit models. Those are they snap together, they're like 3 pieces.
once you've
The
got,
Venom Crawler is the same thing.
yeah.
The, Rhino, that's still a very old, Chaos Space Marine kit,
Mhm.
and yeah, the Lord Discordant is a little old. I think he holds his value pretty good,
I think he
actually.
does, yeah. I think don't get me wrong, as I say, like I understand his value to that set as well because he has a lot to do with, the sort of the beasts and stuff like that, so I get that. And the demon engines, but yeah, it's I think the other thing is that we've just had a re-release of Chaos Legionnaires anyway, so the kill team has now become standard Legionnaires. Judging by that photo, I
Oh,
put good money that that's the old kit that doesn't come with
Yep.
the upgrades for like the sorcerer or anything like that to make your units more individual. So again,
No, I
if
don't
it
think so.
came that, at least you can spice them up a little bit with like a possessed looking marine, even just for customization of ruler cool. At least you
Mhm.
could do something like that, and they've not even put that. So yeah, I'm a bit put off
the
by
black
it,
and gold is the best bit.
Which is just the
which is
paint
just the
scheme of
paint
the
scheme of
Black
Black Legion.
Legion,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Black
Um,
Legion do well, and again though that's changed. That's not heavy metal. Well, it is heavy metal, but it's volumetric.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's alright. Moving on, we have the Bliss-bound Warband. So you're looking at 6 Flawless Blades, 6 Noise Marines, and a Fulgrim.
Yeah, it's if you've missed out on Fulgrim as a centerpiece, do it. That's the easiest way I can say this. If you've got Emperor's Children, you've got that box, and you now want to expand, because you've not really looked at them. Six
The
flawless.
issue with the only issue with that is that box already came with 6 Noise Marines.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are kinda like, do you
Yeah.
really need 6 more Noise
It almost seems
Marines?
like
You would
half a
almost want just the
box.
Flawless Blades and the Fulgrim more so than anything.
Yeah, not wrong. I get what you're saying, Kim, as well, but is Fulgrim the price point? It always has been. Like when we did Angron and Mortarion in previous years, it's always been less model count because they've put a Demon Primarch in. Because you're essentially a
Right.
Demon Primarch is 90 to £100 here, and this will only be 140. One of your units is basically free in your
Yeah, that's
Primarch
what's
box.
happening. I mean, as a start point, if
Yeah.
I was just starting out, would this be something I would want? Personally, no. Yes, there's a big centerpiece. It's very cool. A lot of people are intimidated by Primarch models, especially when you're starting out. I mean,
I personally, yeah, am not interested in using a Primarch anytime soon.
No, no, no.
and don't
It's
get
an
me wrong, like,
intimidating
the
prospect.
other kits are beautiful. The Flawless Blades and the Noisemans, they're beautiful kits. Like,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. But I don't know if this would be a good starting position. And I'm pretty sure their Combat Patrol comes with more Flawless Blades anyways.
maybe. So we do.
This seems more of like a filler box, like when you compare it to Krieg, like the first box that we looked at. Like that box seems like a box somebody would get for a starter box.
Like a foundation of an army.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Yeah.
comes
Whereas this
with
looks like you already have an army.
yeah, it's a
You're adding,
filler,
yeah.
like you maybe
Yeah.
want a
If
couple
you've
more models.
Yeah. If you've missed out on
Yeah, no.
Fulgrim or yeah, that's it. They just pick
Yeah,
it up with extras. Because as I say, if it's nearly the same price, why wouldn't you? Like that's the thing. If
100%.
you're already a
exactly.
collector and you've already got, as you say, they might have 6 Noise Marines already. But if they want Fulgrim and this is only 30, £40 more, then you're getting an extra 6 blades. As you said, there is in the combat patrol, there is 6 already. But if you get 6 blades, 6 Noise Marines for essentially £30, £40 more, then it's a no-brainer. Like you're gonna buy them units down the line if we are right with the rumors of Apocalypse coming back. So
I would love that.
it's about the cycle. It's next year is like the cycle of it coming back. So we shall see.
Um, okay, so moving on, we have the Sithonian Prospect, which is for the Votann.
This is a nice set.
It says here that a Brokir Ironmaster leads a team of 3 Brokir Thunderkin with his Ironkin assistant and 3 ECOG drones,
Hmm.
backed by 10 Chthonian Berserkers and a Cavalry Defender that can alternate to be built a Capricus Carrier and 2 Chthonian Earthshakers. And I believe the Earthshakers are brand new, right? This is like the brand new kit.
Yeah, so the Earthshakers are the newest kit. Well, actually, the Earthshakers and the Transport are the 2 newest kits. They
Mm.
got the same release date. However, again, with that Transport, the coming teams are 2. So getting 1 doesn't really help much. Um,
Oh no.
Hearthkin are nice. Pain in the ass to assemble, having had a fiddle with them. They are very difficult and finicky. But as I was saying to you before this call, Chthonian Berserkers are all the rage for Votann players at the minute. So if you're a
They look
meta
cool.
chaser, you're going to get this box. Because why pay £60 for, or £70 or £80 for 2 sets of Berserkers when you can have everything else with it? Your
Yeah,
Earthshakers, you
exactly.
like, yeah. It's a bit mad. 2 4.
I will say, I personally, I'm not huge into Votann, but I do like this, like the team of 3 at the top there. I don't even know what those are. I guess those are
The
the
Thunderkin I
Thunderkin.
was on about, they're a pain in the ass to assemble. Yeah.
Yeah, they look cool. They just look super beefy and
Yeah, one of them
badass.
has a beanie, and that's my favourite part. It's just, he just wears a little beanie, and I'm like, yeah, I love that. The man's got a gravity gun that demolishes stuff, but yeah, let's go with that. They do have different weapon options. They've got like conversion beamers, Viti guns, and I think just
Okay.
essentially a standard heavy bolter. I say standard at their size, it's not standard, but yeah. It's nice to see them more launched as well because in the Berserkers, so you have the option between one of your models as a standard Berserker as the mole launch that you can see on the left side that's been carried by the kin. So they've obviously only put 1 in, but then your artillery at the back, they fire moles as well. That's your extra little bases, which essentially with the rules, they fire underneath other infantry and pop up.
Yeah, they fight. It's
Oh,
artillery.
that's
It's
really
artillery that goes
interesting.
underground
That's
instead of up
really,
in
really
the
cool. Like
air.
a little mole.
Yeah, literally, that's what they are. Yeah. Very similar to old school tech
Artillery.
marines. Max will remember that with the thunder cannons that they used to have where you could fire above enemy units. And then, yeah, those are the days.
It's lots of fun. Moving on, we have the Iron Halo Strike Force, which is your Space Marine one. So this one comes with a command squad. So right here. Yeah, a captain and is attended by company heroes. Lead the army joined by a lieutenant, a ballistas dread, a redemptor dreadnought, 5 Stern Guard veterans, 5 Hellblasters.
New heads,
Not too
new
bad.
heads, new heads, new heads.
And the box
Ah,
also includes a
love
brand
some
new set of 51 Space Marine heads, 2 Space Marine vehicle transfer sheets, each with 325 decals, and then damn.
they look good.
It's a good value set, like you said, Max, because you've got your command squad, you've got a lieutenant, you've got a stern guard, and you've got a battle line unit, and then you've got 2
Yeah.
dreads on top of that. So for someone who's just getting into Space Marines, who's probably been given the start collecting or not start collecting anymore, combat patrol or the starter set, they'll have like 5 Terminators, 10 Infernus Marines, and a captain, and maybe the librarian. So this beefs out their HQ options, give them an elite, 2 dreads, and then the Hellblasters are a solid unit. So yeah, and newer stuff: Ballistas, Lieutenant, Command Squad, Stern Guard. Older stuff: Hellblaster and Standard Redemptors. So it's not bad actually. The new heads are going to be a massive draw point. I'll put money that this set
Yeah.
sells out first, because those new heads are not even up for pre-order separately. A lot of people are going mad for them, but
The other thing too, not that I'm a fan of this combat patrol, but it does go well with the combat patrol because it comes with your Leviathan Terminator Captain, your Terminator Librarian, your 5 Terminators, and then 5 Pyre Guard. So it does give you big variety if you get the combat patrol and the battle force.
yeah.
I just don't think that combat patrol is very worth it at that
No,
price.
I think the new Ultramarine one actually is better. And that
Yes, I
pains me to
agree.
say it, but it is.
I
The
agree.
Ultramarine one that's just come out with like Tigerius leading it, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Like Tigerius leading it, 3 Blade Guard, 5 Reavers, 5 Intercessors, 3 Aggressors. Solid. Even though they're older units, solid. Like it's yeah. Yeah. It's one of those. It's a nice box, but again, if you've got a pre-existing army. Now, the next one, Max, I'm leaving to you because you are the
Yeah.
cowboy.
Yeah, so
Ooh,
moving on, we have the Farsight Cadre. So this comes with Commander Farsight, a single team of crisis suits, a broadside, and a riptide. If I'm going to be honest, if this is a first time ever, like if this is the first box you get going into Warhammer, you will hate this box.
really?
I'm sorry, but crisis suits are not beginner friendly to put
No.
together. Feet are an absolute nightmare. The
I can
posing,
see
the
that.
modeling, a lot of this stuff is, I wouldn't say you need an expert level, but like at least an intermediate.
Yeah, would agree.
Little things like that. The other thing too is a lot of these kits, especially early on when you're like, oh, I want to make my own, I want to make it cool, you tend to cut the guiding pins
Yes.
and then nothing lines up and it like kind of just falls apart. And then you kind of just get mad at the whole project and
I've
then that
done
And give
kind
that
of
up.
once or twice.
defer. The other thing too, and I'm sorry, this is just something that I just want to make a statement.
There we go.
In this photo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 6 models, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 things are in the picture. How
Yes.
drones are now a token. They are not a model. They are a token.
When did that get changed?
This edition.
Oh, okay. So that's why they're just and all their
So
various drones. Okay. Yeah, okay.
So they're putting the drones in the picture to make it look like, look, you're getting all this in the
Yeah.
box, but you're not, because a lot of people have started modeling their drones almost even attached to the model itself.
Yeah, so you got
Ah,
Again, it's just a token now.
yeah. Just to say that they have
that's
said
sneaky.
shield. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Personally, I don't think this box is personally worth it. If I'm just going to say that. If you're diehard and like you don't have Farsight, you already have a Tau army and you've built a couple crisis teams and you need these units specifically, yes, 100% it is worth it then. I 100% recommend it then. If you are just starting out, or you explicitly plan to mix this with the combat patrol and you've already built the combat patrol, then yes, I would say this would be a good follow through after the combat patrol because it is a very good combat patrol now. You get a devilfish, you get a commander, you get
Oh, hell
Tau
yeah, that
fire
is.
warriors. It's a very, very good,
Yeah,
tile, so
Pathfinders and Warriors. Nice, to be
yeah.
fair. Very nice.
So
I
it's a very good kit because it gives you a lot of variation. Like you'll build the commander suit, you'll build the fire warriors and the
yeah,
pathfinders. So you can get a little bit of that smaller infantry style building, and then you also get the devilfish with it, which is just a great add-on to the box.
Mhm.
And then if you get this for your like suits and like your heavy support stuff, great mix of the two. And if you're gonna go Farsight Enclaves anyways, I highly recommend it. Or Kit Bash Farsight, like I have. I have two Farsights. I have one regular, one Kit Bashed, because I just like how the suit looks
yeah.
and just wanted that to be my commander model instead of a Farsight model.
If it makes you feel any better, Max, the new stealth suits look nice. I've got them under my desk. They are
Not nice enough to be on top of your desk, though.
no, neither of the Space Wolves. They were given to me, and they're sitting there until release day. I'm not touching them as much as I want to. Not touching them. I've got enough to do.
Okay, so moving forward, we have the Battleforce, the Crusher
Yeah,
Stampede.
I'm not even going to comment. Max knows my opinion on this straight away.
Yeah, I have a similar opinion on this. Okay, the one thing that I forgot about this box set that somebody mentioned to me, they said the only really good thing about this box is you have to consider all the alternate builds you can do. For example, I myself, I have like 3 exocrines
yeah,
and I already have a Toxicrene.
yeah.
So a Haruspex and a Malanthrope would actually benefit me. This would actually be pretty good. Uh
But
here's the thing. 2 out of these 3 are push fit. The 2 sorry, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, there's 5 kits in here. 2 out of the 5 are push fit. Another 2 out of the 5 are ancient kits. They're very old, and one of them is not even from the previous Tyranid upgrade from 11th Ed, and not the one before that. It's from the one before that,
Is that the model in the bottom right that I'm thinking of?
which is the Malanthrope. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you can see it is my annoyance. Like you can see the details, like your modern day kits, which are ETB, nice. You scream a killer and your Neuro, and then you look at your other two, and you're like, oh look, you can see the design cue from the last edition because that was the spike on the head where they all had it. And then you look at Captain Rotund in the corner, and it looks like he belongs as an armadillo.
um,
And it's just such a design change. Like, yeah.
Okay, the thing I will say though, if you got Leviathan,
Mm.
you already have
Like
half.
to finish your thought?
Google just started to assault me. If you bought Leviathan, you have half of this box.
Yeah. Did you get the Neuro thought? Oh yeah, you did, because I remember those little brain bugs. Yeah.
The Neurothrope
interest.
and the Screamer Killer, which to me are the 2 coolest things in this box. That's a personal opinion. You're allowed to have your own. Don't get me wrong. I love Exocrines. That's why I have 3. I love a Tyrannofex. But personally, model-wise, I think the Neurothrope and the Screamer Killer are the 2 coolest things in this.
Yeah, no, they are.
And if you bought Leviathan, which you most likely did if you were a Tyranny player already, you have half this box.
Yeah, not wrong.
If you want copies, great. I'm just saying a lot of people prefer to get new stuff because of money restrictions and stuff like that. They want to add
Yeah.
new units and try new kits. In that aspect, I don't know. I think this one's kind of a mess. I think they should have included something. Maybe the new Gene Stealers, maybe the new Raveners in here
New
would have been
Lictor,
cool or something. New Lictor or something,
Oh,
like
like
we had
Death
so many new
Leaper,
kits.
anything. Like, yeah.
It almost seems like they took 3 old kits and then 2 of the newer kits and kind of were like, here.
Yeah.
take this.
You know what I mean?
Like, we've got a lot of these sat in the warehouse. Have it. Like, yeah.
Moving on though, we have the Age of Sigmar Battleforces. So this is where Kim's in heaven, especially with this first one. So the first one we get is the Dankhold Rampage.
Yeah,
Um,
the gates to heaven
the
opened, and
the day they announced this, Kim called our local
Yeah.
store and ordered this. So
yeah, they knew.
Of course you did.
Pretty sure they had already put one aside.
Yeah, just straight up.
But
Extra one on the order. Like,
yeah,
him lives here.
yeah. But no, I am super, super excited for this box. I think it's everything that Gloomspite has been missing. Like the Age of Sigmar armies that we do have for it, they're not the best at hitting or wounding. Let's be honest.
so she's talking about if you bought the Git Mob box, which is a bit of a controversial box.
Yes.
Another topic for another time. But I feel like because that was their latest release, if you got that box and then going off of that box to mix with this one, you're pretty set, and then you just get the spearhead, which I know will give you 3 more of these, of the rock gut, trolls, so then you'll have a total of 9. They're one of the best units in your book anyways, you're not gonna complain about that?
You could go for the
They
Snarl
are.
pack instead if you wanted to go like Wolf Cavalry. That's on the start collecting now, isn't it? On the Spearhead now.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, if you mix those 2 that box with this box, you have a pretty solid army, like, you're pretty set, and then you just build expand from there, what you kind of feel like adding to it from there.
The one thing I will say though is kind of similar to what we were saying before, is if you have already gotten um boxes for Gloomspite, like you probably have already picked up some Trollgoths and you may or may not have gotten Trug. So for some people this box may not be
Hitting the
as
spot.
useful unless like once again you're adding on to things like you just want more Troggoths. Um and, like, again, like, same thing that you said, it would've been cool if there was, like, a completely new, Troggoth that they introduced.
Mm,
Mm.
that's fair. So just for me, as I've never touched these kits, Kim, the Fellwater Troggoths that are in there, are they an entirely individual unit from standard Troggoths? Or can you make both
Yes.
in the same kit?
No, it's,
Okay.
completely different unit, but you can make in the box that you get, I think there's yeah, you can make into the 3 alternative that they're showing. It's either 3 or 2 different alternatives that you can make it into.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say
Like,
that's
there's
the
a
only
lot
thing
of
I see with the Troggoths is they look the same sculpts. Do you know what I mean? Like, between the 2 that I've seen on the Battleforce, like, it's both with the crystal, both with the rock mace, and then the others. So I just wondered if there was alternative sculpt.
Oh,
Sorry,
right.
yes, there are. So, yeah, I don't know why they did that, where they took the same 3 models and
Yeah,
showed them
it's
twice here,
they've done
because there
them
is
dirty.
enough variety in all these troll models that you could build them totally 6 different models.
Okay, that's good then. That's all it was. Because in my head, like, when I look at that, and if I was gonna buy a Battleforce and I just see that the 6 are identical, I'm a bit like, "Mm, why would I wanna."
No.
Yeah.
No, you can customize them, right? Like, all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
stuff?
like the blue Trogos that they're showing,
Yeah, yeah.
um, when you buy it, the box of just the 3 of them separately, there's a lot more customization that comes with them. Like, one of them, has a rope bag with, humans in it that's dragging,
Doesn't one of
there
them have, like, a dead, like, thing that he like, a dead animal that he has as, like, a bat or something?
yeah, it's a
Um,
goat
like,
or
it's
a
over his shoulder or
lamb.
something, he's, like, holding
Alright,
a
okay.
It's either a goat, a lamb, or a ram, and they all walk into a bar.
It's it's actually quite nice that you can customize them that way, in all honesty. And I've just realized when I've looked up the rock gut Troggoth, I've just realized the little worm coming out the bottom of that crystal.
Yeah.
Never noticed that little
So
detail before, feeding
so
a little
that
bird.
little worm coming out of the rock, if you look on his head, there's a little birdie reaching up for the worm.
It's quite cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's a bird's nest on top
It's
of
a
his
bird's
head.
nest with, like, a little birdie trying to eat the worm.
I do like that. That's a nice detail.
So moving forward, we have Battleforce Scryer Warp Swarm.
This has
This is the
tempted me.
Skaven. This comes with an
It
Arch Warlock, 5 Globadiers, 3 Jezzails, 3 weapon batteries, a clanking, rattling Warp Blaster, and 20 Storm Vermin.
No, that's a bog.
It really is, and the only easy to build here from Skaven Tide is that artillery piece. The rest is actually all part of the new
Yep.
models they released,
Yeah.
which is quite nice actually.
Sorry, the Jezzails were also in Skaven Tide. I believe those are easy to build as well. But it wouldn't matter. Most people I know that have Jezzails, the first thing they say is, "I always want more." They're one of those iconic Skaven pieces that people love.
It's kind of how
Yeah,
you play rats though, right? Like Skaven in
everything
general.
20 times.
You want a bunch.
Yeah, you want everything in the 50s. I will say that the Arch Warlock model in this is one of the coolest models that they have, personally. I love it.
It
Also,
100%
sorry,
is.
can we sorry, Steve.
No, no, go on.
Um, I don't know about you, Steve, but we watched the
Have you
Skaven
seen
Tide.
Sigmar's Toll?
I have. As a
It
Stormcast
convinced
fan,
me.
yes. Yes, I have.
It convinced me to do Skaven Tide
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
They
Such a
are
good show.
I feel like I'm really glad that Age of Sigmar is getting shows like that because it gets a lot of stick, as we know, like from friends in our groups. We know people like, don't say that word to me about Age of Sigmar, aka Warpgate Studios. He said it, but yeah, it's nice that it gets the love, and also that they're fleshing out Stormcast to not just be fantasy Space Marines. Because they're
Yeah.
not. That's the big thing. They're not. And at first, it might look like it, and I'll say that yes, they were Sigmarines. But now, look at the depth that you get to it. Like it's nice that we
Dude,
get.
one of my favorite parts in Sigmar's Toll where they fleshed out is the when that Lord Terminus walks by her and gives no, like, he's so cold and so stoic. My gosh. I like the Lord Terminus, probably one of my favorite models. I'm starting Stormcast too, by the way. But
Yes,
it's one of my favorite models, period. Like I just love the Lord Terminus model so much.
with
And
the
then to
big
see
axes,
him
it's
with the
stunning. Yeah,
yeah, but to see the coldness of him, like he understands his role.
yeah. It's to
Like
me how a chaplain should have been.
yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like that's exactly how I see it. And when I look at it, like the Lord Terminus model from Skaven Tide runs rings around the multi-part for me. As cool as he is with the sword for the multi-part, like the as you said, like the stoic him stood up on two steps with an axe just held is stunning. Like
Yeah.
it just hits a whole different spot. And it's really, really nice. And it's nice that we're getting the human input into that now. So like we were saying about Space Marines at the beginning of the episode with, Ultramar, look at Stormcast this edition. They've had like the remembrances going round following your Reclusians. They had it with the Lord Terminus. They're getting a lot more input. I feel like GW are noticing that now that we want both sides of the
Well,
coin.
one of the cool things about the animation, and I started freaking out about this, is when you got to see the Memorias when they start fighting. I was like, "Yo, these guys are
Yes.
so badass!"
Jumped into
Like
the fight
they
too.
literally go into the depths of hell with these Stormcast, and they're just humans fighting literal demonic entities. And the girl is there with this little staff, just like bodying
Just an
guys.
average Tuesday. Like, it's like,
That was incredible. That was one of my favorite parts of Sigmar's Toll was seeing the Memoria fight. That was crazy. Um, but yeah, sorry, just to dial it back a little back to these battle forces. So next one we have is the Battle Force, the Lance of the Crimson Keep.
And you're excited for this.
Yeah, this is the one I got. So this one comes with 2 units of 5 Blood Knights. You get a unit of 3 Fellbats, and you get Prince Vordry. At a first glance, Prince Vordry was very popular when he came out,
yes,
like
it was.
ridiculously popular.
So were the
So
Blood Knights.
a lot of people got
Yeah.
him. Here's the thing, Prince Vordry can be built as a Revenant Dragon. So if you already have Prince Vordry, there's an alternate use for this for this model, and one of the death armies of renown is just the Revenant Dragon. So if you don't even collect Soul Blight, or for whatever reason you don't want to use the dragon in Soul Blight, but you have an alternate death army, you can still include it in those death armies, or do a cool kit bash like I'm planning to do with mine. The Blood Knights are incredible, and this box set is actually made around. There's an army of renown. So, for the people that don't play Age of Sigmar, the way Age of Sigmar works is you have your army rule, which are called your battle traits. So, for example, Soulblight get their own army rules. If you wish to not play with those army rules and you want to play an alternate set of army rules, in Age of Sigmar, we have things called Armies of Renown that will tell you an alternate way to play the army, but
Yeah.
it restricts what units you can take because otherwise they just become too busted. There is actually one that's just called the Crimson Keep, or Fist of the Crimson Keep or something, which is all about Prince Vordry and the Blood Knights, which is literally everything in this box. So if that's what you're looking towards, and Prince Vordry is kind of like your thing, and Blood Knights you love, I think it's a good box. The one thing I kind of miss about this is may have wished they would have included some type of like battle line unit,
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe, but then it's not. It did, but then that battle line unit wouldn't work in the Army of Renown. So I think this is
yeah,
just like
it's
a
very
Army
much
of
for
Renown
the
box.
renowned players. Yeah.
Yeah,
I personally have just looked up the dragon after you've said it, and it looks stunning. Like without the rider, I just
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
prefer that model.
It's
Without,
gorgeous.
yeah, it's a lot less busy.
And you would
Like it's
And you
yeah,
would need to buy this, you would need to buy the Prince Vordry box anyways to get that dragon. So it's not like there's a discount box without him on it. So if you already have a Prince Vordry, just build this as the Revenant Dragon or
And
kit bash it or something. Like
And sorry, for the Blood Knights, their box, it normally is what, 4 Blood
5.
Knights? Or 5.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so
No,
you get
yeah,
like 2
so
boxes of Blood Knights, a
Yeah,
box of
so
Fell Bats. But Prince Forge is the expensive thing, so you're pretty much going to be getting the Fell Bats for free. That's essentially
I
what's going to
think
be
it's
happening.
actually going to be more than that. I'm looking at the price of Votann. It's £120, 118. So like he's 118, and
jeez!
Blood Knights are 44.50 each. So that's
So you're
200.
going to be saving on a Blood Knight and a Fell Bat kit.
Yeah, literally that. I think that's what the saving will come
That's
out at
so good.
is a Blood Knight kit and a Fellbat. Like that's insane.
That's actually pretty good.
It's good saving, like definitely. And the next
Yeah.
one I stand by shouldn't exist. The
Yeah,
Silver
so the
Metal
last
Force.
battle force
Yeah.
we have here is the Outcast Spike Grove. Yeah, I'll just read what's in it and then we'll dive into our thoughts. So you get Drycha, Hamadreth, which is, in my opinion, the only thing in this box that's worth it. And then you get 20 Dryads, 15 Spite Revenants, which can also be built as Tree Revenants, a Tree Lord that can also be built as Durthu, but you already do that. The thing with this box is every single Battle Force and Spearhead has already had so much of this in it.
Mm.
If you buy the Battle Force right now, you're going to get Tree Revenants, which can be built as Spite Revenants. You're going to get a Tree Lord, and you're going to get Dryads. Oh, no, sorry. The current
No,
one
no
is...
Dryads. You get Colonel Hunters.
Sorry, that's the old one. I'm thinking of the old one. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the new one where they put the Hunters in actually made it interesting. I think Sylvaneth is in dire need of a refresh of battle line unit because
Yes.
The
Dryad,
And
Dryads are just...
yeah,
They just don't cut it. They just don't cut it.
they've not been updated in so long. Like Arch Revenant, stunning. Lady of the Vines, amazing. The Warcry band, amazing. But then you look at your Spite Revenants and your Tree Revenants and your Dryads, and they just don't tick the boxes anymore. For like first edition AOS, they did, but since then, all we've had is Revenant Seekers, which was your flying unit, and the guy with the
Yeah.
horn. Like,
Belthanos.
no, Warsong Revenant. Belthanos was the
Oh, the
Beagle
War
boy,
Song.
wasn't
Sorry.
it? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, with the Warhorn. Sorry, I thought you meant him.
I thought you actually, when you said Belfast in my head, I was thinking it's Orion because it's just the same thing. That's a different
Um,
discussion. But
but
yeah, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. If you want an army that is just pure flak and you love painting brown, then yes, is the only thing I can say.
or if you're just starting into Sylvaneth and you really like the Drycha build because Drycha does buff these Spite Revenants
Yeah, not wrong.
directly, you could build the Tree Revenant as a Spirit of Durthu, which is actually a pretty big
Yeah,
combat monster. He does this 5 damage a hit with like I think you can get him up to 7 attacks or something when we were looking at him or something crazy like
yeah.
that. We can pump out a lot of damage. I just don't like the Dryads in this box. Like more like I can't even express how much I don't like Dryads.
mm-mm.
Yeah, I think the difficulty here is also they've advertised that as Durthu from the start. That is Durthu's model. For anyone's reference, the Tree Lord, if you don't build it as Durthu, does not look that cool. Doesn't get the sword,
No.
just gets a whip tentacle coming out of his hand. Or if he goes ancient, you get the staff. That is actually Durthu in that image. The marketing team have done a good job there of making it look fancy. So I will give them that. But yeah, I just
And
couldn't.
then yeah, moving on, we do have the Black Library section here. So we're
Yeah,
getting Steel Tread, the special edition cover for it.
yeah.
Looks good.
I think the original artwork was better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so just on that topic again, like the last weekly banter we had where we discussed Robbie McNiven's novel, that's still sitting on the Warhammer shop, still not sold out. The limited edition blue one where I said the original cover's better. I feel like at the minute they're really, I'm either really good at predictions and people listen, or or like the artwork's not hitting it anymore. I feel like even like Harrow Master this weekend, they released it and all it was his hand with the snakes going around it. And I was like, come on, guys. Special editions from Black Library used to be like the be all and end all.
We personally
You know, it's
really
funny. That
liked
was the one
it.
we liked.
All they're doing is taking one characteristic and making it happen. Do you know what I mean? Like
No, I get what you mean.
they're not doing anything like they used to. Like, look at the Emperor's Spear limited edition that was around Christmas the other year, right? You've got decals of the people from the book. You've got a see-through image of how power armor worked. You got an extra novel. You got the novel itself. You got a coin from Neemonton. you know, like you got all this extra like darkness in the blood. You got like a turn timer that was Blood Angel themed. The Sisters of Battle, you got a wax signet ring and a candle to burn down onto it. And now all they're doing is going, this is about an Imperial Guard tank. I know what we'll put on the cover, but we'll make it a little bit cartoony, and that's it. And it's not what
Yeah,
we're
it
here
looks very
for.
Pixar-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally that's it. And I just feel like they're dumbing it down just because they know that people buy it. Like people, and I'm not saying people in the hobby, a lot of people external to Warhammer have caught on that we like books and we like commemorative and limited edition things. And as such, they buy it and then we end up paying through the nose for it.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you don't want this
Scalpers be
book,
scalping.
yeah, even if you don't want this book, you get to the point where if you collected it or a friend who started Astra Militarum and they were like, oh, Steel Tread. And you're like, oh, yeah, there was a limited edition book and you go on eBay and it's £280. And it might not even, I've not read Steel Tread, but it might even not be that good of a novel. And
Yeah.
Yep.
it's one of them that I just feel like they're doing it because they know it'll sell out. And then after that, like the amount of times people complain and say like, oh, hey, Scalper's got all these. And GW's go, well, we'll think about doing something about that. Like,
Next time.
yeah, like, well, you don't care. You've sold 2,500 copies at £45 a book. You couldn't care less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you there. And the other thing too, dude, do you remember we used to even get like you could buy like I remember I forget which one it was. It was a Blood Angels book. It came with like a chest, and you got like a purity seal in it, and like you even got like a little like oh, it came with like a whole like kit that you like had to order, and it
The
was like a
Darkness and the
chest,
Blood.
like
That
yeah, that
that one about, yeah, with Dante and Mephiston. Yeah.
that
That's
was incredible.
that one. And then, as I said, they did the Sisters of Battle. They've done the Emperor Spear. They did a Yarick one with a massive flag for the Sabbath Crusade as well. They did so many. They used to put so much effort in, and
Yeah,
now
I wish we could go back to some of this stuff.
yeah, like, and now I just don't feel like they do. They used to do one big release a year, like Christmas time, like November time. You'd get that massive box, and yeah, it was £100, but it was well worth it. Like, you got loads of stuff for like the lore and other bits, and now you just don't. Like, I've got the Void Exile book that's limited edition, and again, I just don't feel like it's what it used to be. It's not
Yeah.
as gripping anymore, unfortunately. Black Library's
Yeah,
lost its knack.
unfortunately. I mean, look at what they're coming out with. Now they have Siege of Terra Collection 3 French language.
Wee wee.
I mean, that's if there's an excuse to learn French, there it is. It's,
I mean, for any French listeners, you know, I hope
yeah,
this
to be fair,
is
that it annoys me a little bit that we don't get these. Like, as someone who like read the Siege of Terror and has them in hardback, like, why didn't we get the collection books? Like, how useful would that be for people like him joining the hobby? Like for
Just
Yeah,
a collection
saying.
no,
book,
you're
like
right.
collection 1, 2, 3, and 4, and yeah, make them limited still. I don't care about that part, but don't limit it to alternative languages.
No, but yeah, that's good news. Good news for the French.
Carrying on though, we just have the Warhammer Plus stuff, which says Deep Strike goes behind the scenes of Warhammer Plus Space Marine 2 to find out more about the changes, bringing the game to life and continuing the story of Lieutenant Titus.
hmm
It's going
I
on and on and on.
I just, yeah, I'm not even gonna keep going with it. I feel like at the minute they put a lot of focus on it, as I said to you. And like did you see the new DLC they're coming out with? And you've disconnected. Yes, no, you there? Yeah. So the new DLC they've come out with, which is just so as you already know, they've done the Blood Angels release already and gave the little helmet with the all specs. They've now re-released and they're doing a champion skin, which is quintessentially Dante. A lot like a Sanguinary Guard. And I'm like, I think we just need to stop pumping that and maybe, like we've said before, do some content which is story based, which could
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
been a DLC of like, this is what happened. You remember in the last level of Space Marine when you saw those Necron scarabs and everything running around like in the baseline of the level? Oh yeah, cool. This is where we're going with this. Because I just don't feel like Kadaku is within the Ultramar system, unless I'm wrong. If it is, then I entirely hold my hands up. But
This is my favorite part of the article. Here at Warhammer Community, we have plenty to come from across the worlds of Warhammer as we slowly decompress from that really good preview show last week, and really good. They put in italics.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just
Again,
playing our faces at this point.
but we all pay for the products. We all keep doing it.
Their Warcom editor writers have way more balls than I do.
Yeah, that's
I mean, if you cut out the audio and the technical difficulties and like the multiple audio issues, it was really good if you cut those out.
if we do
The
that.
hosts were good. The hosts were really good.
They
They were
did a good job of
amazing.
keeping it
Are
together.
solid. Yeah, like yeah.
They need a raise because they knew like this is not going well, and they just kept going, stayed in character, they kept it professional. They deserve all the praise they get. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I
like
can't imagine like reading the live stream comments and then having to actually host it on top. I would just start crying while hosting.
Yeah, that's fair. I do agree. They did a good job to keep powering through and just accepting it.
yeah.
It's a lot of people wouldn't. And I think that's it's a key thing for them. They did really well with it. Even like the marketing on the lead up to it, like the filling up the helicopter or the jet and stuff like that. Like fair play to them. They do a very, very good job for those two.
Yeah. No, I agree there. Little personal touch to end off. How's everybody's hobby going, Steve? How's your
So
hobby been
I
going?
potentially in the next day will put a post up of a finished Victrix guard. Potentially. And then I will be starting a chunky assault terminator. Um which I've not touched for a long time. I've not done a Terminator since the Darren Latham challenge last year. You know, the whole improvement. Yeah, I did that improvement challenge last year, so I've not touched one since then, so I'll try it again. I'm going to do my Assault Terminator, which I haven't actually touched a Terminator since last year. On my page, you'll see I did a Dark Angels, a Black Templar Terminator for Darren Latham's like glow up challenge. Um, and I did make a lot of improvements on it, but I will be going with the boys in blue this time. Unfortunately.
Trader.
Yeah, it's the easiest way. As I said to you, I've been told a lot that I should practice Ultramarines to improve my highlights, and as such, I am doing so. So yeah, I'll do that, and then potentially look at the new Kill Team box. Potentially, this week, maybe.
Nice.
Have a look.
Very
How about
nice.
you
And
guys?
yeah, Kim, what have you been working on?
Just my gloom spite, and that's pretty much it. Same old, same old.
Same
Nothing
trolls.
exciting.
No, nothing? No new products or nothing in your life?
In other words,
Uh,
saying what's he bought you that you've not mentioned?
oh, we got we've been using the speed paint markers lately.
Yes, the army paint
Well,
ones, the
since
speed paint.
yesterday.
Army
Yeah.
painter speed paint ones. So there's two sets right now. There's like a 3 paint set and a 10 paint set. The 10 paint set kind of comes with everything because they don't have many colors out yet. We
Okay.
just picked up the 10 speed marker set.
Okay.
Just because it gives you the variety and we wanted to try them out. We did try the AK ones as well. The AK ones actually have a bristle to them, kind of like a brush, whereas the A, yeah, yeah. And then the actual army painter ones, they actually have like an actual like marker tip, like you're using a marker from like elementary school. So they always keep their tip. So big difference there. You've basically Kim basically painted up like half a giant with just markers.
Yeah, all of the pants on them. It probably cut out like half the time it would take with a paintbrush, and it was like the perfect amount of paint to use. Like you're not worried about wasting any. You're not worried about figuring out mixes. Like if you're wanting to water it down, stuff like that.
There was no like
It's
pooling or anything. No, despite it being
uh
speed paint, because that's the big thing in it. Like,
there were in a couple places, but it had more to do once you figure out, I think, how to apply it, like it fixes that issue. I think it was more to do with me applying it too hard.
okay, so you were getting like too much liquid flowing through the pen. Like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Alright then.
the only thing that we said we like more about the AK one is the AK one, the primer is on the pen. You just like push the back of the pen for the
Yeah, yeah.
priming part of it. With the AK ones, you take the lid, you flip the lid over, and then you kind of like prime it at the back of the lid, and then you kind of put the lid on the back. The only thing we said we wish is there was like a built-in like prime system. Other than that, it's not even it's like it's not even a
Yeah.
thing. Like
It just means like eventually you're gonna be replacing the tip.
which they do come with replacement tips in the kit. You get an entire tube of like 10 replacement tips and like
Alright,
all this
okay, so
stuff.
they do
So
actually give
mm,
that. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And then they are going to be selling the replacement tips separate too. So if you just have the brushes and you just need the tips, you can just buy the tips as well. So
Just the tip. Fine.
just tip. Yeah. And then just to finish off with my stuff, I've just been plugging away, just finishing building and finishing up some spearhead stuff. I finally built the OCR Bone Reapers spearhead, the new one, the Mortisan Elite
Yeah,
spearhead.
yeah.
And then I did the bases, like I just put the basing material down overnight last night on the Flesh Eater Court, not the new spearhead, the older one that came with the knights, the Varghul, the 10 Crypt Guard, and the what's it called? The like Ghoul King who's on like a rock.
Yeah, yeah, the one who's, like, hanging on. Yeah, I know what you
The
mean.
region, yeah, sorry, the Ghoul region. And then so I just put all the basic material down. I'm gonna be finishing those up today, so those will be done. And then we've slowly been trying to chip away at finishing Saturnine stuff, but it's never ending.
Yeah, that's fair. How did the, Azaic models go together? Oh, okay. I was saying, how did the Osaic models go together? Like the Mars and Elite, they look really nice to the big bony boys.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. Once you kind of like get the rhythm of it, it's kind of easy because it's like one kit but the alternate build because like one builds the Mortis Guard, one builds the Stalkers, and then the Morghasts are a pretty old kit and they're kind of like fidgety. You kind of got to take your time with it, but it's just such a beautiful model that you like want to get through it. Like you
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. What about the character with like the Morghast head he's creating? Because I've always been curious about that and how it actually goes together.
Yeah, so the spiral around him is separate to him. So he's like in the middle and then the spiral goes around him and then it kind of like it's like weird. It like joins up in like a weird spot. But basically he yeah, this funny because I was I was telling this to Kim last night. I said, "Yeah, if you look at the character, he actually he's like rebuilding one of the guys and stuff like that." And she's like, "Oh, that's so cool." I was like, "Yeah, he's like putting it together."
Yeah, it's
Um
cool. I like it.
but yeah, it's like one of it side of it goes to the ground and then he like does the other side. It's like weird how
All right,
it's
okay.
cool how it fits together. Very unique kit. I really, really like when they do like characters like that with like
Mm.
Yeah, they
kind of
carry
like
this.
the
Yeah,
kind of like the new Nighthaunt alchemist guy when he has like all the smoke around him from the potion and stuff. Like I like when they do stuff
yeah.
like that. The in
I
motion
like when
stuff.
they incorporate like the lore of the model into the design instead of just being like,
Yeah,
"Oh, this guy can do this." Like it is what he's doing. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
exactly.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah, but I think on that note, we're good to wrap up,
Yeah,
I
I think so. I
believe,
think
unless
that's
you guys have
everything we've
anything
covered.
else.
No.
No,
No. Sweet. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining in for another hobby roundup. And join us Wednesday for another Loon Club book club. And then later this week, we have our first Canadian guest coming on as a guest this weekend.
good,
So
good.
look forward to our page who that is. We're going to have some stuff always about him the day before and the day of. Thank you everybody for tuning in, listening, visual, audio, whichever you're doing. Thank you guys for all the love and support and like, comment, subscribe, follow, all the usual stuff. You guys know what you're doing. So from all of us here at the Voxcaster podcast, thank you
Thank you.
guys so much and have a wonderful week.
Mm.
Bye.
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 Love you.